Hello, everybody. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Looks like everything's working. We're on. First video ever. I hope everything works. Doing it on myself. Not super amazing at this media stuff, but hey, you gotta start somewhere. And what can I say? Today was a great day, and it just kind of compelled me to make one of these videos. I had a few mishaps, and I'll be marking the mishaps right now. I have marked all my wins here, here, uh, here. So it looks like we had a good day. Scalping. Tons of scalping. ATR on Spider is huge right now. Past week has just been extremely volatile. If you go to the daily chart, which I will do just really quickly, if you look at, we'll zoom in a little bit. Candles are getting pretty big sometimes. These are some of the biggest right here. And this is the past 3 days. I don't know about you guys, but lots of volume here as well. MACD's flipping over. RSI's up and down like wild. I just gotta think things are looking a little bit bearish in the meantime. This is not too far fetched right here. Another 4%. I was saying 3%, but it looks like maybe a little bit of support here before we find another kind of uptick. You know, I don't know if that's actually gonna happen. Who the hell knows? If I knew, I'd be freaking absolutely loaded. I do pretty well for myself, but hey, if I knew that, I would probably not be doing this right now. I'd just be hanging out by my jacuzzi, trading, God knows what. Probably some shady cryptos. Who knows? Anyways, back to the intraday setups. I like to trade on the 2 minute time frame. I obviously have, this isn't my trading setup. This is kind of just a view setup. I have multiple screens. I'm always watching the 1 minute Heikenashis, 2 minute just standard candles, and the 5 minute, and then I have a 15 minute as well, and different indicators for each of them. I don't really run MACD or RSI during the day. I am mostly, key levels and price points, and VWAP. Maybe a 9 and 180 EMA, or SMA. But that's pretty much it. Pretty simple stuff. I'm just riding the waves. So let's break it down. Boo, boo, booch, break it down. That's my cool media for the day. So, right off the bat, opens up. First of all, I love pre-market. Pre-market tells a big story for me. Big fan. Boom. Double bottom here. Chances of it going low were, pretty high just after yesterday's ridiculousness. But at the same time, 449.5, that's a 450 mark. That's a pretty big psychological number, 450. So I figured, what the heck? Risk long on the 450 break. What's my reward there? What's my risk there? 0.1% versus, oops, what are they at? I mean, I was shooting for this right here. I think I sold into that. That's just a 1% move on SPY, which I think is, on these. It's not zero. It's Thursday, so we don't have that crazy volatility. But I'm pretty sure those ran 50%. Which, if it was tomorrow, those would be like 110. Something nice. Either way. So right off the bat, my thought process is, okay, this is coming down here, and I'm like really setting my game plan right here. I'm gonna basically watch this. If it holds this level, which it dipped pretty hard, and then I saw this candle form, probably bought right in here. Definitely before this, bought right here, rode it up to here, sold it. Loves that little green to red move. I'm also a big fan of VWAP right here, this yellow volume weighted average price. Big fan, especially in the mornings. People like to take their profits. That little run up could have scared people. It's also right above, it's through the pre-market high, which is a pretty good move and strong indicator of the trend for the rest of the day, actually, which kind of gave me, I actually didn't take it long too many times. just because I had bearish sentiment. And I knew that the big move was going to be bearish. So I didn't play too many longs, hoping that I would catch the short move, which I did eventually. So I took it short again here. My buddy was actually, pretty certain it was going long. I think I took it down to here. And then he bought long here. And we were, chit-chatting. And I think right here, I went in one more time short. And I can actually share the discussion. It was a Discord thing, but not a big deal. He was like, oh, I'm long. And I was like, oh, wow, we're actually trading against each other. I don't know if that's good or bad. Ultimately, I won. Short side, boom, sold into this move here. Decided that this engulfing candle was enough for me. I'm pretty sure it was flopping around in there, but it had enough wick to where I knew I was going to take it. And I took it long all the way up to here, I believe, back to pre-market highs, thinking it was going to go south. And I think I bought a short, got stopped out on this wick. And then here, shorted again, bought a short here, bought a short here. So it went here, here, and here. Didn't sell any of them. Bought here, didn't sell into that. Bought there as a, basically use this as support now on the bottom side. This went down again. Should have sold into this, realizing that this was not going to make a new low. And it was going to go up from there. But, I held these up until about here. And I think I sold at like a 3% loss. I could have made, 30% or whatever down here on multiple contracts. But that's the name of the game. You risk it for the biscuit. Like, if you have a smaller account, I say sell this move every single time. Sell these dips every time until you just have an account that you can risk more, be more hopeful. But right now, if you have a small account, you sell into these and you take that money. And then you just get above that PDT so you can have money that settles immediately. That is, as a scalper, you need to be above PDT or else you're just going to be kicking your face the entire day. It's awful. So right here, I knew there was a double top. Boom. This gets bought up. I think I bought the short here and then bought the short here. I probably called it out live. I can pull up my Twitter options trigger. I have lots of call outs all day, probably about 60 tweets a day of these trigger setups. And, they're really tight stops because if you think about it, all right, cool. Yeah. So I'm buying the top, but if it moves against me, what's the move against me? Less than 0.1%. And then what's the move for me? 0.5%. That's 1 to 5 risk ratio. That's not bad at all. That's not ideal on a tiny, tiny move. Look at that move. This move's not even big. This move's not even big. It's a tiny move. It's not even what we're looking for. I mean, it is what we're looking for, but that's why you sell into the strength. Boom, boom, boom. Right here, same thing. I think I had the same idea as this. Where I, boom, didn't sell into it. I'm looking for big plays here. Bought again here. Sold into this because of what happened here. Sold both of these. Big move there. I think, I don't even know what I got there. 45% or something like that. I posted profits. Check out my Twitter. Options trigger. Didn't play this long. Didn't expect it to, I honestly think I triggered another short entry right here. And immediately it would have been stopped out. Obviously, that's what you want to do. Just make sure you're just out of a position. If it's not holding this breakdown, then get the fuck out. Pardon my language. Just get out. This runs up, sideways. I think I'm like, this is too sideways for me. This looks really weird. Making new highs. Probably suggested something there. There is a play there, but. And then this is where it gets interesting. I think I called this short into this long, and this is all documented on my Twitter. this short into this long into this short, and this was the big volume move that I wanted. And of course we didn't get it till this actually was where we got the volume. Let's see, look at that. Yep, triple, another bounce off the 459 area. So, you know, the thought here is this the best strategy ever? I think so. You just make sure that you can exit the trade really quickly. You cannot be held up with hope. That's why being over the PDT is absolutely must. If you're over it, then you can just exit, your money resettles, and you can re-enter the trade in a better position because these things move violently. You know, like this was a 51% trade right here. Boom, boom. And this happened in what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 minutes? That's 50%. If you put in $100, you just made $50 doing nothing, just sitting there listening to the triggers. I called this out super live. Anyways, so yeah, that's that video. It's my first one ever. Give me a break. Been trading for a while, but you know I don't do too many of these video things. So hope you enjoy it. Go Hawks! Woo woo!